Hey guys, today we're gonna talk about the Fnaf lore. It's a highly talked about subject and I still felt that I needed to make this video. So let's dive right into it. So, the beginning of everything. An explosion out of nothing created everything. People like to call it the Big Bang. So, now we're gonna start with where everything changed. The beginning of the Fredbear's family diner. William Afton and Henny opened in 1976 the family-friendly Fazbear's family diner, featuring a brown furry suit of a bear as a mascot. We call it right now Freddy. Henry would usually wear this suit as they didn't have enough money to hire someone to do this job. For a long time they were studying at the time. William studied engineering and Henry business administration and communication. William met an unnamed woman with He married that woman. And 3 years later he had a boy called Michael. They met in court. William was being charged for murdering a child that accidentally was crying outside the diner for being scared of Fredbear's the bear. Freddy. And she was working selling hot dogs in front of the building. By the way, he was released because they didn't have enough evidence pointing out he was the murderer. So it took 4 years to actually achieve any success with the diner, as they learned from little Michael that Fredbear's was boring. William then designed a new mascot, a yellow furry suit of a rabbit called Bunny, the blue one. The chemistry between both characters worked like black magic and rained success on them. They were gaining success day after day on them like a rainy day. The amount of money they got was so much, William used it to test his engineering skills, designing the first two spring-lock suits, which were obviously Bunny and Fredbear. The success increased really well. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the first beginning of Fredbear's family diner. Now we're gonna talk about Freddy's Fazbear's Pizza. Okay, so let's dive right into it. The diner's success was so big that a company decided to buy it and open a franchise around it. Henry and William sold it, seeing a whole lot of profit coming in. But there was a catch. This company used sneaky legal actions that allowed them to have the diner 100% under their possession, so they completely owned it, erasing Henry's and Michael's name from it. The company then opened Fazbear's Entertainment to take care of everything. William was so pissed of this because he had to cut his relationship with anyone involved with this franchise. Henry, on the other hand, didn't know any other thing to do. They completely got cut out, so they couldn't do anything with it. So he asked for a job and he became a phone guy. The FFP opened in 1936, features 4 furry suits of animals: Freddy Fazbear, a recolor of Bunny, Chica, and Foxy the pirate. There was the wolf. This made William even more pissed when he learned they made 4 animatronics without him. He started planning his revenge. By the way, the dinner was still opened as a sister location for FFP. So, that was the story of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Now, we're gonna talk about the origin of Purple Guy. A highly suggested subject, so let's start talking about it. Okay, so the origin of Purple Guy. In 1967, William had twins, a little blonde girl and a little brunette boy. He started to teach Michael to take care of them because Daddy won't be around forever. Of course, that's true. During his free time, William started designing and projecting new robots. He hated the name animatronics and plans his own company, Afton Robotics. He had another plan under his sleeve to ruin FFP from the outside. He disguised himself as Dave Miller and started working, applied for a daytime security guard at FFP, as he always wearing purple, the uniform color. It was purple, of course, and usually hid in the shadows to stay out of sight from people, from anyone who would possibly recognize him. He was named by every child as the Purple Guy. That's why he gets his name. During this time, in 1980, he did his evil plan, using the spring bunny suit he built years earlier. We now call it Spring Bunny, as I said. He lured 5 children to the back room, murdered them and killed them, and hid them inside the body of the animatronics. I can't even imagine how scared I will be in that situation. It's absolutely insane. In case you're wondering what he did when the 5th one, he obviously hid inside a spare Freddy suit. He painted yellow. Fortunately for Billy, they actually caught Henry instead of them, as one of the cameras caught him walking around in one of the suits. He got out sometime later, as they managed to prove he had some mental disabilities and a fixation wearing the suits around, and no violent behavior. Dave was fired when the FFB closed, so he did a great job. He actually killed the company he was planning his revenge on. Now, let's start talking about the circus baby. Okay, so let's go. With the help of the money he got from selling children's organs in the black market, William opened Afton Robotics, and he had everything ready to open his own kid-friendly restaurant, Circus Baby Pizza World. The problem is that he got a new hobby, and this is where it went all downhill. He liked the idea of killing children so much, and the profit he could get from selling their organs. Healthy children's organs are way more valuable than the adults' organs. He made special alterations in his robotic, turning them into kidnapping and killing machines. So, all his hobby went downhill. The problem is that in 1982, he accidentally let his daughter get close to the baby when he wasn't looking, and the baby killed her. He knew he was the one to blame, but he actually blamed Michael for this, saying that he was the older brother, he should have protected her. This incident led to the pizzeria's cancellation and William's divorce. His wife took Michael and the other boy with him, leaving him alone. His new hobby and this incident in his life led to him become a human monster. He got mentally insane, and that's where all of the things he did went downhill again. They went so deep. He was not fixable anymore. He was like a human monster. Okay, so we're going to the next one. The children. Going a little away from the entire Afton story arc, let's talk about the children he murdered. The first one came to possess a puppet from FFP. The other 5, with the help of the first one, possessed the suits. They were stuffed inside, and they started the killing any adult they could get at night when there was no children around, because they thought every adult was the purple guy they heard of when they were still alive. So basically, if I can resume any of what I said, children were inside the suit. They killed any adult they were close to if no children were around, because they thought it was the purple guy. So that was the story of the children. So now let's go to another subject. The bite of 38. William's ex-wife took the children and they started living close to the diner that was still running great for good old times before the problems took place. She would take them there. William and the others didn't like it in the slightest and bought a warehouse close to the house where he built an underground room. He used the monitor cameras installed in the house, the diner and in the street. He also started to prepare his warehouse to building Circus Baby Entertainment and Rental. He also returned to his Dave Miller persona, so he took another persona, working at the diner, taking a closer look at his sons. Okay, so now let's talk about the crying child. After the baby innocent, Michael became a rebel teenager who wasn't anywhere to being handled. He couldn't be handled at all at home. Rebelling against his father's will, bullied his younger brother for the brother's unluckiness. He was also traumatized for actually having witnessed baby killing his sister in the year before. For his luckiness though, he had a reliable friend, physic friend Fredbear. Unknown for him, the plush was actually a camera his father used to check on him. More unbeknown for him. When the plush talked to him, it was actually the spirit of his sister who was haunting William's warehouse, and with supernatural abilities managed to speak through the camera system. Okay, so that was the crying child. Let's talk about the bite. You all know it happened. Birthday parties, bad joke, head inside bear's mouth and chomp. Child's head crushed. He went to the hospital but he died. His sister tried to help him. In the end became a ghost purple bear, crying in the corners anywhere the suit killed him at. Let's now talk about William's revenge. After the bite, Michael's mother committed suicide. She couldn't take it anymore, and Michael was taken under William's keeping. But Billy wasn't happy with his son, who caused the death of another one of his children. William projected to a new building to have a place for torturing children, specially made for Michael actually. The room was designed to mimic Michael's room from the other house. So when he would fall asleep, William would take his nightmare room and unleash nightmare robotic versions of the Fazbear's animatronics to hunt him at night, giving him some reminders of what he did to his brother. This marked Michael for life and turned him to a better person actually, because he knew what he did wrong. 1978, OMG, this long? I can't believe it. Well, in 1978 another FFP opened with new animatronics. William became Dave again and killed 5 more children. The place temporarily shut down, reopened in November but didn't last long after a mango with someone. Henry was once again without a job. The problem is that in this attempt they recognized Dave as William, so he had to hide himself for his own safety. So now, let's talk about past mistakes. During the time hiding, William started pondering about his decisions in life and how it screwed everything for him. He caused the death of his family, lasting only him and his older son. That was it. The solution. If he, William, ruined everything, Michael could be the one to fix everything. He was actually a better person. He then sent a letter to Michael explaining everything he should do. William was aware of the spirits and possession and knew his daughter was hunting C, B and R. So he sent Michael there first. The sister location happened and all the jazz, or should I say called bongos, kill me. So baby first thought Michael was William, but then she recognized his brother and saw an opportunity for her and the other silent robots from the rental to leave, using him as a human disguise. To prevent his brother that died from this, she did some black magic research and found a way to prevent him from dying. Then Edward came to be. Michael was fooled into scooping room and became a suit. Edward tried to live as a regular life, human being pretending to be Michael, but unfortunately the black magic didn't flash from rotting. So the disguise was ruined and Edward left Michael's body, now living in the sewers, waiting for it to start shooting, hoping to get a role in it. But even though Michael became an undying walking corpse, his job wasn't done. He had one last thing to do: free the souls of his father's victims. Because he knew his father was wrong, so he went to work on there. He went to work on FFP that reopened in the 90s to check if the possession thing was really going on there. Oh, Henry died there before Michael began to work. Michael got a fake name, Mike Schmidt. He wasn't good with names, as his father was, and worked there. He unfortunately fired for being a smelly corpse and supposedly tampering the animatronics, so waited for when the pizzeria closed for good. With the help of Shadow Freddy, who was actually the spirit of his younger brother, he dismantled the animatronics, freeing the children's souls from their physical restraints. From Michael's unluckiness in the Fnaf universe, rotten corpses are purple, which led to the spirits into believing he was the purple guy and constantly attacking him. Thankfully, remembers about the spring Bonnie suit that he still used to fool the spirits his father told him from. Unfortunately, the suit failed on him, crushing his body as the spirits thought their killer was dead for good. They left. Michael stayed here, sitting in an abandoned room and a rotten body inside a broken, rotten suit with his brother. So, that was basically it. There's one last subject. So, let's dive right into it. The future. After Fazbear's fright burned down in an attempt for Michael to remove the suit, he thought the fire would disintegrate the suit, but it only hurt more. He concluded the last thing he had to do was never-ending life was to go after his father, want to cause all the shit that happened to everyone in this freaking franchise. So what's become? Only Fnaf 6 will answer us. I hope you liked it as much as I, writing this down. I know I left a lot out, but it is just too much to talk about this. It's actually insane. I spent a really long time perfecting it. I know it's not good at all, but you know, I try my best. That's it. I hope you liked the video, and see you there. Bye.